And we welcome you into the second episode of the NoStop podcast.
Stop.
I'm Chris
Stop.
Duffy.
No, oh no, stop. He's Chris Duffy. I'm Declan Waters. We're right down to it. This is it. The Giant season has gone nothing but south. There's no help. People has lost his locker room. It's impossible to get anyone into the game and actually do good. Does neighbors even want to be here anymore? Please answer me that.
I honestly don't know, really, because he's only a rookie. And even though he's only a rookie, it seems like he doesn't want to be here. But, he needs to have a good quarterback. Daniel Jones was not good. Tommy DeVito wasn't good in that brutal loss to the Buccaneers, 30
That
to
was bad.
7.
And Tommy DeVito he wasn't even on time
Yeah.
for the plane.
No.
It's like
But
how
but
are you making a joke of yourself?
But then again, although the Giants lost to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, Malik Neighbors got what he wanted. He got the ball. He got the
Yeah,
ball.
he
You
did get the
happy
ball
now, Malik?
before they were down 30 points. But you got to remember that's what he said.
Yeah,
So
that's what
like
he
Daboll
said.
has to give him the ball. It's a mess and he's just trying to keep them here. He's not doing a very good job. DeVito stunk. He's
Yeah.
out. He's on the IL. There's like no hope for him. And then Drew Lock, he didn't even do any better. I mean, I saw a little bit of a light in the first quarter,
What do you
and
mean
it
he
all fell
didn't
out.
do he didn't do anything? Yes, he may have thrown a bad pick six,
An
but
interception and a pick six. It's
guess
like two things in one. It's almost as bad as like the worst thing you could think of.
but he was pretty darn accurate. And he was
No, he was
actually taking shots
not.
downfield.
No, he was not.
Really? You
No,
say that 65.6% of his passes reaching a receiver isn't good?
no. Bryce Young is playing right now, and he's doing better than that.
Bryce Young is doing right now. It's the damn Giants. They don't have an offensive line. Okay, neither do
Oh, of
the
course, of
Panthers,
course,
but
of course.
still.
Yeah, so like you can't be talking. Goodness.
It's
The
such a
quarterback
sad
is
team.
just a the quarterback is a big problem.
Yeah.
But I think it's between two main things: the players giving up or the organization giving up.
Yeah.
It's got to go one way or the other. I mean, me personally, I think Neighbors and Sexy Dexy, they've given up on this team.
Yeah.
They think it's
And literally and going back to what Malik was saying, like they didn't give me the ball. What was I supposed to do? And then Dexter Lawrence was like in that loss to the Buccaneers, we played like shit. He basically
yeah.
said that. Like
So
if you're a captain, if your best player on honestly both sides of the ball, because who's on the offense? Malik Neighbors, and that's about
yeah,
it.
literally
But
no one else.
your leader, one of your star players, was saying that. Brian
Yeah, and
Daboll,
it's bad.
you got to change something. You got to change something, Brian.
He's
TikTok,
lost.
time's
He's
up.
lost. He's lost. The time's up. Not only for him, but Joe Shane too. It has to come to an end.
You really think that? Because I think that Daboll and Shane should stay as a team through at least this offseason. Because if the Giants get a good quarterback in free agency, like one of the Steelers, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, that can definitely turn the
But Joe
organization
Shane's been
around.
horrendous. It's been so bad for him in free agency.
But couldn't he draft a quarterback in the draft? Like last
That's the draft is the only thing he's been good at.
the last okay.
It.
I can't argue about that. They just need a quarterback. So if they can get a quarterback, Brian Daboll will stay, Joe Shane will stay. If they fail to get a quarterback, sayonara to both. They're both gone.
I think even if they do something like drafting a quarterback or getting one in free agency, I think it's their job is still up for grabs. I mean, you could draft a good QB, still lose a ton of games, and you're gone. And it's no surprise. I mean, they said Daniel Jones out of here. I mean, it's been a long time coming, but it had to happen.
Yeah. But you know what also had to happen? And this is why I
What?
think and this is why I think you think Brian Daboll lost this job. Why didn't they turn to Drew Lock earlier? Why did they wait?
I think that's a mistake too. I mean,
Yeah.
seen a lot of mental mistakes with
If
these Giants.
you're a head coach and you're seeing your starting quarterback Daniel Jones struggling. Gotta bench him. Oh, we'll give him
Yeah.
another chance. And then
Too many
he
chances. Too
terrible. And
many.
then and then we'll give him another chance. Okay, you know what? Now we're gonna get his ass off this team. And it's like
Yeah.
too
And
little, too late, buddy. You're already what, 2-8, two and
yeah, well,
nine.
if I'm Daniel Jones, I am very, very happy to be on the Vikings training squad. Like, are we serious? Like, not
Yeah,
Daniel Jones is a joke now too.
I guess. But you know what? I have to say this. Didn't a lot of Jets fans who are also on the couch now after losing today, weren't they kind of salty about Sam Darnold?
They were, but
Look where he is. Look what
Sam
he's doing
Darnold
in
is
Minnesota. New York quarterback. Daniel Jones is in
going to
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
What does that mean? I'm just saying coincidence.
Yeah,
I think Daniel
just
Jones may succeed on the Vikings.
just imagine Sam Darnold gets hurt, and you know who steps up? Daniel freaking Jones. He, yo, first round of the playoffs, Darnold gets hurt. Danny Dimes comes in and wins it for the Vikings. It would be, how ironic would it be
No,
if he won his first game against the Vikings and then won a playoff game for the Vikings?
but you know what would be even more ironic
What?
is if he leads them to the Super Bowl and they win.
That would be insane. But that's too off topic.
Yeah,
Joe Shane. Joe Shane. Good
he's got
draft.
to lock
It's a
in.
good draft.
He's
He
got to lock
does.
in.
It's quarterback, Travis Hunter, or bust.
Yep, that's
Right now,
essentially it.
they're projected for the third pick in the draft.
Yeah, and right
Hunting.
now Jacksonville has the number one pick. They're probably gonna go Travis Hunter because they already
Yeah.
have two quarterbacks on their team. Though they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders got the second pick, and everybody's saying they need a head coach and a quarterback. What's a good head coach and quarterback duo? Not Deion Sanders and Shador Sanders, right?
Oh, no, really?
I think that's
That's
who they're gonna go with. And then Giants,
the Giants.
Cam Ward. It's got to be that. So what if they lost to the Syracuse Orange? So what? That's
Yeah.
one loss. That's one loss.
But Joe Shane and Daboll and many other Giants officials were at the Colorado University practice. And it should be a known fact. Travis Hunter does not practice with the team. He's too busy hyper icing his knee and getting all the Normatec on his legs. So that means that the Giants are locked in. They're locked into one person and one person only. Shador Sanders.
But here's the thing: what if it doesn't go their way? What if the Raiders snag him? Cam Ward.
Then they're done.
It's
Cam
Cam
Ward.
Ward.
It's gonna have to be.
They just, you know what? If Joe Shane reaches on a quarterback, if he reaches on Carson freaking Beck, who
That
went
would be
to eight
so bad.
overtimes
In the
and
Georgia
only
Tech
won by
game,
2 points,
so
if
bad.
he's the guy you're drafting, then you should go to a log cabin in the middle of nowhere, Maine, and stay there for eternity because you don't deserve to be the general manager of the Giants if you're gonna select Carson Beck in the
that is
first
so
round,
true.
let alone the first 3 rounds, because I firmly believe that Carson Beck may slip to the fourth, fifth, or he could slip out of the draft completely because
I
he's
think he
been
could
on a
too. I mean,
decline.
his draft stock definitely went down after that game. I mean, you're Georgia somehow won. It's insane. 44-42 as a final score. Georgia 0 points. 0 points. They got shut out in the first half. And they still come back. They tie it. And then you go on for 8 overtimes. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, and I believe he was like a projected top 10 pick preseason.
Yeah, and that's gonna be.
Will he even go
crazy.
top 50? Top
There's
100?
definitely a chance he doesn't.
Like,
I mean, you said it. You said it. I'll go with you for a second. You said it. He might drop out of this draft,
you think
and it's gonna be
so?
bad.
You really think? Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying is like there's a lot of optimism because
But
he
there's a
was so
lot of
good.
chance.
But with how quarterbacks have been going like that
Chance
in
pulls to nothing.
late years, he is gonna fall out of the draft. I just have a bad feeling. But
And I think even if he goes undrafted and he somehow gets on an NFL roster, I don't think he's going to do too good.
no. And honestly, he's on a better team than Daniel Jones, like in college.
Yeah.
Yet he may end up being a Daniel Jones or someone
Going to a team for
he could
six
be
years,
honestly,
just doing jack shit.
you know what's gonna happen? He's just gonna be another backup quarterback. Look what happened to Stetson Bennett, one of the greatest
Yeah.
quarterbacks in college football. Backup.
And back up. Just gets
Maybe,
dropped.
possibly, do the Giants try to snag him because
Snag who?
Stetson
Stetson
Bennett.
Bennett?
No, I'm only
Wow.
I know this is a wild take, but the reason why I'm saying this is because for Brian Daboll, it was too little too late to save Daniel Jones. Stetson Bennett's only what, his second, third year next year. So if
Could be true.
the Giants can land him, Brian Daboll, the QB whisperer up in Buffalo,
Yeah, no.
he could whisper to Stetson Bennett, try to get him in, try to make him into the next Josh Allen.
But what about another QB? Arch Manning. Now, he's in his sophomore year at Texas right now, and he's kind of shadowed by Quinn Ewers. But Quinn Ewers out next year. There's definitely a chance that Arch Manning heads to the draft in his junior year.
Yes, and I actually, I was actually gonna put a segue into this because maybe if the Giants get a quarterback in free agency since it's before the draft, maybe they wait to the 2026 draft and, go for that kid, Arch
Yeah,
Manning. Because
a lot of
I saw that run play yesterday
the run play.
for the touchdown. Giants never got that really from Daniel Jones. Now they did.
True.
They did. Ready? They did. And I believe that was the week before he got released. Or
True.
2 weeks before he got released against the
Oh,
Commanders.
oh, or the time he broke away and then he tripped and ate shit.
Okay, that was what
We
was
can't
that?
forget that. We can't forget
Okay,
that.
yes, we cannot forget that.
Yeah, that just cannot be thrown into the
It was
dust.
against
That has to come to light.
and what's really sad is
What?
that game was against the Eagles, who were also at rock bottom then.
Yeah, true.
You know what? Since
Look at
then, I believe they've been in 3 or 4 playoffs, one
a
Super Bowl,
lot more than the Giants have been. So.
because the Giants don't know how to get a good head coach. They don't know how to get a good GM, and they've been like this forever because John Mara's just been struggling, and he said on Hard Knocks, if you remember this, like, I'll do anything. I won't be able to sleep at night if we can't get Saquon
Yeah.
back.
Well,
If you say that to your GM, you know what? That goes in both ears into the squishy thing in the middle called the brain, and
he
that
doesn't even know what
says,
that is.
"Oh shit, we got to get Saquon back." But no, you decided to pay Drew Lock 1 year, $5 million, and Devin Singletary 3 years, $13 million. You know
Oh, but
what?
the biggest hole was paying Daniel Jones.
That's true,
You
but I was
could,
gonna say
yeah,
this.
but you could have stayed out.
That is true.
Locke and Singletary and possibly Barkley.
I was gonna say this. If they didn't sign those 2 contracts, Lock and Singletary, those 2 combined, you could have given that money to Saquon Barkley for 1 or 2 years. Decided
True,
not
but
to. And now look at the season he's having.
yeah, that's true.
Look at the season he's having. And not just him. Xavier McKinney. 7 interceptions.
Yeah,
Compared to the
why would you
Giants,
do that?
the entire Giants team, 1 interception.
Come on.
And you know who it came from? It came from their 5th-round draft pick, I
It's
believe.
crazy.
Darius Muasau in the first week. In the first week against the Vikings. Interception. The first and only interception of the Giants, and possibly
This
the only
season.
one, because guess what? If the Giants don't win another game this year, it's hasta la bye-bye for Brian Daboll. And I only
Yeah,
say this, although he won Coach of the Year in 2022, since he won Coach of the Year in 2022, He's been eight. Get this. He's been 8 of 21.
That is a
Eight
very that
in
is the
21.
worst record.
And what happened after the Chicago Bears lost on whatever play that was?
But,
The
but
next day, their coach got fired. So what's gonna
yeah.
happen if the Giants run another one of those stupid plays that blows
Yeah,
up like they did against the
they go
Steelers?
nothing. Oh,
Peace out,
Daboll
Brian.
gone. He's
Peace
gone.
out.
But
I
but draft stock. No, they didn't waste draft stock. They had they still do have Drew Lock. But we had a pretty fine game, I'm not gonna lie. But
we
I cut
did.
you off. Let's see what you were gonna say. I'll give you the
No,
next
no, 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 no. You put that right. I was gonna say, I think Joe Shane gets one more year because he only had essentially 1, 2 drafts as a Giant general
Yeah.
manager.
Those are gonna be his only ones. Just want to let you know that those are his only.
Why are you being so
Because
salty
he's
about
gone.
the Giants?
Because no, I'm not salty about the Giants. I'm salty about Joe Shane. He's gone. He's gone. It's a lost cause in New York, Chris.
You really think so?
I think so.
I mean, I know they celebrate 100 years with having one of the worst seasons in their
Yeah.
history, but if you think about it, you know what NY stands for?
What does it stand for? Let's hear it.
Next year. I know
Yeah,
we've been
next
saying it
year.
for a while,
For a
but
while, yeah.
you know it's in the names. Oh,
All of the
next
Daniel
year.
Jones years are next years. Every single Daniel Jones year is a next year. Let's be honest, it's not happening.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Giants
Yeah,
fans,
we'll
I'm
be
sorry.
lucky. We will be lucky to see if the Giants will even make the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl in the rest of our lifetime.
Yeah, that's very true. It's definitely up in the air right now.
Yeah, it's definitely up
But
in the air.
hey, but I can't always be so sad. There's got to be a little happy. So, since the first time since week 6, the Giants had been up. They had a lead
They had a lead.
against the
Oh my.
Cowboys.
Yeah, they had a
It
lead.
only it only lasted one quarter.
Yeah.
So you look at the stats and it looks terrible. I mean, the Giants had 0 sacks the
Yeah.
entire game.
Again, they had 0 sacks. They've had like 0 sacks the
It's
past 2, 3 weeks.
it's becoming a little bit of a pattern, and I'm not liking it so much.
Yeah, no. And you know what the sad thing is?
What?
Dexter Lawrence may be done for the season.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern. I mean, you already have no sacks,
Yeah.
so
And honestly, I like how Brian Daboll put it because you don't want to risk injury. Your season's already done. You don't want to risk injury to your top tier defensive lineman.
yeah,
If not the
especially you're
best
tied for
defensive
last place.
lineman, this may be a hot take. The best defensive lineman in the National Football League is Dexter Lawrence.
I I could honestly see that. I mean,
Okay, you know what? No, let me narrow that
he's
down.
been in the league for a while though.
Let me
So
narrow that down. I said defensive lineman. I meant defensive tackle because
mm,
he has like, Brian Burns. There's, I guess you
yeah,
can technically say TJ Watt and
that's true.
and others, but he is a top one. But there's also kind of a negative connotation.
What is that?
What if he's not going to play the rest of this year because he's also kind of undergoing like requesting a trade or something? What if he
I
wants to
can
be off
see
this team?
that. I can see him. I mean, if you're Dexter Lawrence right now, you're on a team that's
Yeah,
tied for last place with the Raiders and the Jaguars.
yeah,
So it's not looking too good.
yeah, no,
So I honestly could see him
yeah,
requesting a trade. This team looks terrible. I mean,
yeah.
I sound like a broken record. They're terrible. 0 sacks, like I said. Drew Lock had the most rushing yards in their game on Thanksgiving. Like what? Like,
He's a
are you serious?
quarterback.
He's a quarterback.
Quarterbacks aren't supposed to run,
And
but you know
and
why he did?
he's a third string.
No,
He's a third string.
you know why he did run?
What?
Because he actually is smart and he knows when the pocket collapses and his blockers are shit. Oh shit, I gotta take off.
Yeah.
And it takes off. Scoring a rushing touchdown, by the way, on
Right.
on a promising final drive. And I had to say this, Theo Johnson looks amazing. The
He
tight end.
does.
He
He's a
had
rookie tight end.
five targets. And these were basically
Mhm.
hesitation ones. 5
Yeah.
targets, 5 uh receptions for about 57 yards. He's good. And
Yeah, I'm not gonna be angry with that.
so, yeah, and this is why the only reason why I like Brian Daboll this year is that he said this at when right before the Giants play the Buccaneers. We're gonna give the other guys, the younger guys, an opportunity to play. And
Yeah.
that's the only reason why I feel like he should stay as the Giants head coach. Because
Maybe.
he can. He can develop the young people. And that's what I'm saying, is that 2022 season screwed them over. They were
It
about to go
did.
into a rebuild. That's why they hired a new coach and a new general manager, because they're going to go through a rebuild.
Yeah, they went through a rebuild and then they kept Daniel Jones and they're set back at least 10
Yeah.
years on this
You
rebuild.
really think it's 10 years?
Nah, I think I 10 years might have been a bit of an exaggeration, but I say
But
at least 5.
it's probably 10 years, because how long have we been waiting for the Giants to win another Super Bowl?
In a while.
Yeah, so basically, we're going to
It's
have to
gonna keep
wait
restarting.
more time.
Yeah,
Yay.
it's never gonna stop. It's never gonna
Just
stop.
put
They're just
just
gonna
put
keep
the
losing.
brown bags. Put the brown bags on
Yeah,
the head
come on, let's
for the
just do it.
foreseeable future. But a team that you shouldn't put brown bags on your head for, the New York Knicks.
Yes, the Knicks. The Knicks finally, bro.
They're actually like in fuego, and the last time I checked, they were putting belt to ass on the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, they
Last time
were
I checked, they were up 101-73. And this team is now tied for first place in their group
against
in
the
group
Magic.
play. In group play for the NBA Cup. And I don't know about you, but the Knicks look like they're in mid-season form. They look like a
It's promising.
contender.
It is promising. They're
Yeah.
looking good right now. I mean, to add on, they're 3-0 in group play, so you can't really be angry. But
No.
they still need one more win.
Yeah. They need one more win. And again, I was watching some of the game tonight, and OG Anunoby and I believe it was Jalen Brunson couldn't shoot. Couldn't shoot.
Yeah.
But guess what?
So
OG, no, sorry, it wasn't Jalen Brunson. It was Karl Anthony Towns. But OG, even though he couldn't play offense, he had, I think, 3 blocks and 2 steals or something like that in the first
yeah,
half. Defense to offense. Defense wins championships. Big whoop if you shoot 6
yeah.
of like 25 from the field. But if you
Mhm.
have like 9 blocks in the game, now I'm not saying that's OG
You're win.
Anunoby,
Yeah, yeah. But
but if you
you,
have
I understand.
if you
You're
can play
9 blocks.
defense over
You can win.
offense, win. It's a win.
It's how you win games, and
Yes.
it's so big nowadays with other people playing. I mean, Tatum dunking everywhere. If you can block and you can play
Yeah.
defense, you're gonna win games, and I think that's key. I think that's
Yeah.
key now.
And that's why I really like this Knicks team. Still getting over, obviously, Julius Randle
The
and
loss
Dante
of Julius
DiVincenzo.
Randle.
Spoiler alert. Got fleeced. You hear
I
that?
can't hear you.
I think the Timberwolves got fleeced
I think they did too. I mean,
because they got 2 players for the price of one, and one of them has been terrible. The other one's been
yeah,
pretty good,
pretty good.
but still. But this Knicks team is very well rounded because you have the shooters, you have the
Mhm.
defenders, you have the rebounders and scorers, you have everything, and that's why this team is gelling together so well right now.
Yeah, but Bridges needs to play more defense.
I mean, that's the thing.
It's been a slow start for him
Yeah,
on
it
defense.
really has, and can't really blame him though. He's been guarding point guards for crying out loud.
That's
He should
true.
be guarding the wing.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that whatever Coach Tom Thibodeau is doing, not really the
Yeah,
biggest fan
it's a
of.
little rusty.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because it's like
Interesting way of play.
he's playing the small forward, but it's like he's playing shooting guard. That's the thing, is that
Yeah,
that
I'm not particularly liking what he's doing.
but that's the thing, is that it's more of a positionless team now. But
Yeah, it
that
is.
sport now, but
I mean, but you see Cat scoring threes, and
oh
he's
yeah.
one of the
Well,
big men on the team.
he is probably the best stretch center
Stretch
in
center.
NBA history.
Oh, history is a big word. History is a big
Is
word.
it
It means a
though?
lot.
He is the only
Yeah, it is.
center. I'm pretty sure he's the only center to win the 3-point contest. Doesn't get better than that.
Magic Johnson played center.
What?
Magic Johnson played center.
Okay. Okay. See, he
So,
played, buddy. He
all right,
didn't
all right.
play center for that long. He played center because someone named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was hurt. If Kareem wasn't hurt,
Still play center.
what?
Still play center. You can't say history. Can't say history. I mean, it shows not only, but 20th, 20, 21st century. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
No, it's everything's different. Everything's different. Pacome Dadiet. He got sent down to the Westchester Knicks. He's playing in the G League now.
Yeah.
Who replaces him? Who do you think could replace him that could have an impact on this team?
I don't know now that I had some time to think this over. I think they're just gonna I feel like they're just going to stick with the team that they have now because the only person I could see, the bubble, the
The
glorious
Bubble
bubble
King.
king,
The
TJ
Bubble King.
Warren.
TJ Warren. All
He's
right.
in
I
Westchester
can
right
agree with you.
now, and
I can agree with you.
he's been averaging almost 26 points.
Yeah, but
26
that's G
points.
League. That's
Yeah,
G
but
League.
that's Pee Wee. TJ Warren's a person that Coach Tom Thibodeau would play because he has the veteran
Yeah.
presence. He doesn't play these
Veteran.
rookies, which is why Pacome got sent down. And I
Yeah.
don't get it.
And
You are a first round pick. Now, we kind of knew that that pick was terrible
yeah.
from the get-go. But let the feller play. Let
Yeah, let
him
him play. Come on.
play.
He's holding on too much. Gotta
Like,
let
I'm
go.
sorry. They sent him down to Westchester. He could have
Mm.
gotten some valuable minutes against the Pelicans tonight. He really
Yeah.
could have.
It's the
It was a
Pelicans.
blowout.
When they were up so much. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
It
It
was.
makes no sense. And by the way, the Westchester Knicks just lost 2 straight games to the
Uh-oh.
capital city Go-Go, the Washington Wizards, the worst team in the NBA's G League team.
Yeah, that is not a good thing. So, hey, Pacome Daddy could have a little help there. But
Yeah.
I agree. TJ Warren could be a veteran force on this team. I mean, a lot of the players on the Knicks are young. I
Yeah.
mean, so you just got to think this could do wonders for this entire team.
Yeah. And
I don't see any downside.
yeah, I really don't either. And he would be a valuable bench presence too, because
Yeah,
they are sort of thin at that small forward, power forward position. Because I think they're going to be getting Precious Achiuwa back soon,
true.
but he's more of a center.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you could say he's a power forward. But aside from Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, who's their bench small forward or whatever.
Yeah, they don't really have a
But
bench
yeah,
right
they
now.
don't really have a bench. And honestly, right
Depth is going to
now,
be a problem.
I'm pretty sure that the Knicks bench has Cam Payne, Deuce
Oh goodness.
McBride,
Oh goodness.
Jericho Sims,
Please,
and
please,
I don't know who
please.
else,
Stop.
honestly. I really
Stop.
don't know who else.
Stop.
Ariel Hukporti?
No, no.
Last pick in the
All right,
draft?
I'll give it to you. Deuce was pretty good last year, so I'll give that to you. But
Yeah.
three other guys, and I'm not loving their names. I'm not liking it at all.
Oh, sorry. I actually forgot. Tyler
Oh
Kolek
goodness.
technically is also on the bench. But
All right, so Cole looks pretty good. He started to shoot,
yeah. Oh
so
yeah, he's
you like to see
streaky.
that.
He is such a streaky shooter, and that's why the Knicks picked him up. They needed another guy to run the bench. And
Yeah,
that's why
run the
they
bench.
they they signed Cam Ward to a 1-year deal because Cam Ward, Cam Payne, excuse me, because they Football and basketball, baby. That's what it
It's
does to you.
merging. It's going together.
But campaign, that's why they signed a 1 year deal because he was going to be the guy to kind of pass the torch on to Tyler Kolek. So Tyler Kolek, sooner or later, will be the backup point guard for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Hopefully for a
He
long
yeah.
time
Hopefully.
because he can shoot it.
Yeah,
White
he
shooter.
can. Whoa. White shooter.
That left jumper is looking very Jalen Brunson-esque.
It is. It is.
So
It's gonna be
I can
key.
definitely see that. But
All right, I have a
yes.
question. I have a question for you. Who could the Knicks pick up this offseason? Now that's a pretty hard question to
Hmm.
ask, but you also got to include trades. I mean, you talked about this bench and you talked about the
Yeah.
G League.
Yep.
So, who could you possibly trade for? I mean,
Now,
you need depth. You need depth
yeah,
on this team.
yeah. And now this is what kind of angered me a little bit is that the Westchester Knicks had a feller named Moses Brown, a 7'2"
Oh goodness.
center. They don't call him up, but a team that beat the Knicks in 7 games in the playoffs last year picked him up. The Indiana Pacers picked up Moses
Sometimes it
Brown.
just happens.
You know who the Knicks need? The Knicks need a damn center and a
No
pretty
damn
damn
center.
tall one.
Moses
Because
Brown would have been a
after
nice center.
after Karl Anthony Towns, you have Jericho Sims and
Oh
Ariel
goodness.
Hukporti since Mitchell Robinson is still on the IR.
Yeah.
You
Don't forget
have
Precious.
the last
Don't
pick
forget
in the
Precious.
damn draft as your third center, and you have
Oh goodness.
Jericho Sims, who is not an NBA player, as your centers.
Yeah, that's
Give
true.
Moses Brown a damn chance. He's actually had some success in the NBA. Give him a chance. They don't. They let him go to the Pacers.
They lost out.
They lost out. And now Jacob Toppin's having to run some center minutes for
Oh
Westchester.
goodness. Jacob Toppin.
He's not bad,
No, he's not bad.
but you know what I'm saying is that they
Another
need
Pacers snag.
I feel like they really need to focus in on the G League for some players. It is
Yeah.
what it is though. But going back to what you said about who would they pick up in trade deadline or off season, it's too hard to tell right now. We're still in what December,
Yeah, that's
the
true.
first day of December, so it's
It's
too
early in the
tough to
season.
tell because Leon Rose has been
Pretty good.
so good. He's been so good for this team. The only mistake that he sort of made was giving up all of those picks for Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, that was kind of true. That
Kind of
might have been a
backfired.
little
And
mistake.
now I have a bad feeling because the Nets are looking pretty good, and they got a first round pick
Yeah.
next year, thanks to the
Nah,
Knicks.
what you want to see. Definitely not what you want to see. But
Ooh.
I want you to close your eyes and imagine a world with TJ Warren and some other veteran on this team to lead the Knicks. Who would it
Maybe.
be? Who would it
You
be?
know what? I guess we're gonna
Kyrie.
call him a veteran. You know who I want back on the damn Knicks?
Oh,
Ryan Arcidiacono.
goodness. Oh, goodness. You just brought up Brian Archer to Kona. Oh, my goodness.
I'm only
Oh,
saying that.
my. Get out. Get out. Stop.
No, 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 no.
Stop.
In all
Please.
seriousness,
Please.
no. I'm joking. I'm only saying
Okay.
that
That better be a joke.
because
That
he
better be a joke.
Villanova
That
Nick.
better be a joke.
Oh, it is. It is. Trust.
It
It's
should
a
be.
joke. Uh, honestly, if they could get him back, they're probably gonna say no. But try to get Dante DiVincenzo back.
Yeah, I would want Devo
Now
back.
I don't
That'd be
know.
good.
I'm not an expert on this, but if they could get him back, I really would want to see him back as a Nick. However,
So
because
that
he just got traded, I'm pretty
it
sure
would be
they landed a
hard.
deal with him. It's gonna be too hard to get him back. But if they
Yeah,
could get somebody that is like a 3-and-D type of player,
I
that would
could
be
see
good.
that.
That would be
I
good.
could see another 3-and-D player.
I'm
Kyrie
trying to
Irving.
think because there's a lot, and it's too early to
Kyrie
tell.
Irving.
What?
Kyrie Irving.
No, nope,
Kyrie
nope.
Irving's a 3-and-D player.
I wouldn't go with
And
him.
he was in talks with the Knicks
I
this offseason. Don't forget that.
I wouldn't go with Kyrie just because he's found a new home in Dallas with Luka
Yeah.
Doncic. So he's not going to want to leave anytime soon. Anytime
No
soon.
chance.
There's no
But
chance
I
he's
mean,
leaving.
it would be a nice pickup for the little Knicks.
They don't, and honestly, I wouldn't want him anyways on the Knicks because Jalen Brunson.
Oh yeah, but you need someone to play against or hide. You
I'm
lost
always,
DiVincenzo. You lost DiVincenzo. That's the core thought. You lost DiVincenzo. You need someone else to play the two.
I guess, but here's the thing is that Jalen Brunson and Kyrie Irving they like to have the ball in their hands. They want to go to work. Having two of those guys, not a good mix. Really not a good mix.
Maybe
Luka
you think,
Doncic can like assist and whatnot and do other things, triple double threat. But Jalen Brunson really isn't like that. So I don't know. It's only a matter of time. And speaking of time, I think it is time to get the hell
TikTok.
out of here, out of this
Yeah,
meeting.
yeah. It's enough.
Yeah, it's enough.
Please stop. Please stop.
All right, let's get the hell out of here, Declan.